mirror cracks at 2 a.m. Or maybe it's just my eyes, searching for a truth beneath these midnight velvet skies. We met where silence loves to stay, in a world without a name. 2 shadows in a hallway, playing at a gentle game. Your jacket smelled like winter rain, and a smile that eased the pain. A temporary shelter from the pouring heavy strain. I stood so still, not breathing in, afraid you'd disappear. But even now in the silver glass, I feel you standing here. In these mirrored hours we live once more, a silent film playing right behind the bathroom door. You left no trace, but still I see your face again. The only quiet remedy for this old and familiar pain. The glass reflects what used to shine, a world lost in the frost, counting up the beauty in every single thing we lost. You were the calm I didn't deserve, a love I never learned, still glowing in the embers where the bridge once burned. I trace your words on the surface of the glass, a ghostly sign, wishing I could change the path and make the stars align. Some things shine before they break, like a promise we couldn't keep. Waking up the memories while the rest of the world's asleep. In these mirrored hours, the past is never really far. You're still the echo in my breath, no matter where you are. A hallway kiss, a slipped away a jacket on the floor. I'm still finding pieces of you behind every closed door. The mirror might crack, the night might move on, but your reflection stays until the break of dawn. It's a fragile kind of magic, a silent silver thread, living in the spaces where the words were never said. I still see you, even in the dark. Reach the end of the tape, the final magnetic line, watching the shadows of forever and always intertwine. I used to rewind just to find where the story went wrong, but now I'm just grateful that I gotta hear the song. The drawer is closed, the letters are ashes and dust, but I'm still standing here with a heart full of sacred trust. You're a ghost I won't deny, a spirit I've learned to crave, the quietest victory that my weary soul ever gave. It's the eternal echo, a love I'll never define, a silver thread of healing that's finally started to shine. Play me back finding my forever in the simple fact that you were here. Let the world spin on, let the seasons fly and fall. I've heard the truest music, I've finally seen it all. It's a fragile past I adore, it's a future I don't fear, because the echo of us is the only sound I need to We met beneath the city lights, where the air was thin and cold, in a world that felt so small, with a story yet untold. You looked at me like I was a flame or a glitch inside the dark, and suddenly I knew my name, struck by a neon spark. No fancy lines, no velvet words, just the burning through the blinds. A colorful distraction for two lonely searching minds. Each word you spoke was like a chord, truly seen a flash of light, a fading score, a shadow by the door. I'm still searching for the fire that doesn't burn me anymore. I still see you in the class every night. Soft as the dust on a shimmering lake, you came to me like a dream I couldn't shake. I wasn't looking, I'd already closed the door, but your quiet eyes made me feel a little more. We talked like strangers in a world we both knew, every word unfolding something ancient and true. I was scared to fall, scared of the pouring rain, but you pulled the night across my skin, easing the pain. You're the shimmering dust on a midnight lake, the only kind of magic that I didn't want to break. Glimmering traces of the stars I thought I'd lost, warming up my spirit after the long and heavy frost. You don't say much, but when you do, it's like light, a slow and steady promise in the middle of the night, pulling hope across my skin, a feeling so new, finding a beginning in the reflection of you. No grand performance, no need for us to explain, just the quiet calm after decades of the rain. A hand in mine, and the heavy time stood still. The past just faded away against your steady will. I tried to burn this fragile life, to walk away alone, but you held it with a kindness I had never known, like hope I never thought I'd ever feel again. You're the healing melody at the end of every strain. Maybe love is a stranger who remembers your name, a quiet silver spark instead of a wild flame. It's the dust on the water, the light on the shore, the simple truth of saw your face, a different kind of world, where the flags of every restless day are finally unfurled. We floated there in silence, with no more words to speak, in a coral kingdom where the strong can finally be weak. Your hand in mine, the water deep, the currents moving slow, watching how the colors of our spirits start to glow. You smile like time had stopped to catch its heavy breath, a quiet kind of living that's deeper than any death. In this coral stillness, I'm falling once again to a place where the salt forgets the taste of pain. We carved our names in liquid light, a message for the sea. No surface air, just the breathless truth of you and me. We sank in love with nothing planned, no shore to try and reach, just the sacred lessons that the lonely waters teach. You're the pulse beneath the tide, the rhythm in my soul, the only part of drowning that makes me feel whole. I never thought I'd feel so free in the gravity of you, wrapped in shades of indigo and every shade of blue. The sky is gone, the lights are low, the storms have all passed by. We're the only stars burning where the ocean meets the sky. You spoke in stillness, coming slow, a vibration in the dark, guiding me back home with your quiet holy spark. The waves might try to split us, let the surface world divide, but they can't touch the secret that we're keeping deep inside. The ships go on their way. We found a sanctuary where the golden shadows play. It's not a choice, it's not a fall, it's water's steady voice, the only kind of silence that's ever been a choice. I'm not coming back up. It's better down here. Half-finished letters and paper dreams, floating down the forgotten streams. You wrote in ink, but you spoke in light, left me reading through the night. No goodbye, just an open end, waiting where your sentences bend. The envelope still smells like spring, a frozen kiss in everything. Oh, it's the paper dreams we made, watching how the colors start to fade. A sentence left without a sign, between your heart and mine. We write what lips can't dare to speak, and bleed through every word we seek. You never signed the final part, but I still carry every spark. Ooh. your pages all this time, each comma wrapped in thoughts of mine. Even your silence is somehow loud, still speaking of the love you vowed. I never dared to write you back, afraid you'd see the heart I lack, floating down forgotten streets where the ghost of us and memory meets. The ink is dry, but the wound is wide, with all the secrets buried deep inside. A gallery of words that we never read, living in the spaces where the silence bled. Oh, it's the paper dreams we made, watching how the colors start to fade. A sentence left without a sign, between your heart and mine. We write what lips can't dare to speak, and bleed through every word we seek. You never signed the final part, but I still carry every spark. Like a story told in shades of gold, walking through the streets, feeling brave and bold. You held my hand so tight, then you let it go, just like the wind shifting soft and cold. Now the branches stand bare against the fading sky, but your voice still colors every prayer and every sigh. September leaves, they start to fall again, like all the heavy words we never whispered then. You're in the rust, the air, the golden light, the fire that warms me on a quiet, lonely night. I close my eyes and I still believe that you're dancing, dancing the September leaves. The photographs are curling slow, fading with the day, but your smile is the only thing that never goes away. A lost friend returning with the changing of the tide, with nowhere to run and with nowhere to hide. They say that time is a healer, a medicine for the soul, but the falling of the leaves makes me feel less than whole. I trace the edges of the sky and I whisper your name to the clouds and the birds who are playing the same game. Oh, something returns in the scent of the rain, a beautiful echo of the joy and the pain. You're woven in the season, you're stitched in the frost, the most precious thing that I ever once lost. Let the world don't ever stop. Pages curled in the amber light of a dying flame. I'm whispering to the smoke a long forgotten name. We wrote our lives on broken lines in old dusty books, lost in the silence of those heavy final looks. The air is thick with words unsaid, a ghost in every breath, like a quiet kind of living or a gentle kind of death. I still fold the paper just so right, a habit from the past, pretending for a moment that the ink was meant to last. Burn the letters in a box of rain, let the fire take the soul. Watch the edges turn to amber as I finally feel whole. It's the ash from every tear we shed, falling through the gray, a slow and smoky ritual to end the weary day. You left your love like cigarette smoke, soft and quickly gone, before the match was struck, before the breaking of the dawn. The past is just a flame I can't contain, a flickering sign, turning all the hours back into yours and mine. I struck the match, but you're the one who started up the fire. A losing game of foolish hearts and broken old desire. The rain is trying to cool the heat, to wash away the stain, but I can still smell your memory through the fragrance of the pain. I scream your name into the smoke, but the silence won't break. For every promise that we made was just another mistake. Now I'm tracing your reflection in the steam of the glass, watching all the shadows of our frozen moments pass. The fire took what I can't restore, the paper's gone to dust, buried in the hollow shell of all our broken trust. It flickers when I say your name, but it doesn't burn me now. I'm letting go of every broken line and every broken line. I close the lid, I let it fade. It's okay now. digital play. In the flicker of the neon at the end of the day, you were leaning on the pinball in that silver glow, smiling at the screen like there was nowhere else to go. Time couldn't stop when you started to speak, closing up the distance in the space of a week. Your hand brushed mine by the candy light, and I forgot what it meant to fight the night. In the silent arcade where no one ever wins, you touched my soul through the plastic and sins, just tokens and dreams and the fading scores. But I've never felt a love quite as real as yours. Pixelated hearts in a long delay, watching all the high scores slowly fade away. The hum of the lights is the only sound when the ghost of you is still hanging around. Yeah, I held your glance a little too long, maybe like a secret melody, a midnight rhapsody. Yeah, in the silent pain where the losers all cry, I saw hope forever in the blink of your eye. No words needed, just the hum of the machine. The truest kind of magic that I've ever seen. You changed my life in those pixel nights between the flashing colors and the arcade lights. The screen says game over, the lights start to dim, but I'm still stuck in the world that we built on a whim. It's a glitch in the memory, a scratch on the glass, watching the ghosts of our younger selves pass. I'm out of tokens, but I'm still playing. Lavender lights on your shoulder again, in the quiet space where the silences begin. You wore that smile like a mystery flame, while I stood there softly forgetting my name. We walked the edge of that evening glow in a private film that only we both know. Your voice is like vinyl on a Sunday night, cracked just right, and it feels so incredibly right. And in the lavender turn, I saw the world slow, a truth in your heart that I've always come to know. No fireworks needed, no grand display, just the lavender skies at the end of the day. Every blink, every move that you made unfolded me like a dream that'll never fade. You lit a quiet desire like a beautiful page, writing me free from my own and lonely cage. Yeah. I didn't ask where you'd been or where you'd go. I just breathed you in like the spring starts to grow. Not a promise, just a truth in disguise. Like 1,000 secrets swimming in your eyes. We aren't perfect, and maybe we'll start to fade, but I'd still dance in the beautiful mess we made. You're the novel with no final heavy page, a timeless rhythm that doesn't feel its age. Let the city scream and the noise carry on. I've got your lavender light to lean upon. It's a slow crescendo with no choice to make, a sacred kind of peace that I'm never gonna break. I saw the world slow down in your The sky smelled like vanilla rain the day you came, a quiet whisper that didn't even need a name. You arrived with thunder echoing your heavy past, but you loved me slow, like you knew the spring could last. With hands that healed and never held me far too tight, you turned my jagged shadows into pools of silver light. You never asked for reasons or for me to explain. You just stayed and hummed a melody through every strain. It's the vanilla rain falling soft and sweet, making the broken parts of my spirit feel complete. You're the song without a rhyme, perfect in your time, a steady golden mountain that I don't have to climb. No need for thunder, no need for the wild refrain, just the healing power of your soft vanilla rain, washing away the dust of the years we left behind, leaving only peace and a quiet state of mind. You kiss me slow like ocean glass the sea, smoothing out the edges of the ghost inside of me. I used to think that love was a storm I had to brave, but you're the calmest water, the most gentle kind of wave. We sank into the quiet with nothing left to plan, just the simple magic of your hand inside my hand. The past is just a flicker, a flame I can't contain, lost in the fragrance of your sweet vanilla rain. Let the clouds roll in and the summer fade away. I found a sanctuary where I'm gonna always stay. It's a sense of mercy, it's a color of the heart, the only place where healing finally gets to I can finally breathe again. Thank you for the rain. I saw you there across the noise of a world too loud, a tender voice hidden in the middle of a weary crowd. You stood in stillness while the city started to scream, like a beautiful daydream, living inside of another dream. Your hair caught the light like a silver flickering flame, and I felt the air shift when I whispered your name. It felt like time had finally cracked and started to bloom, like a sacred kind of silence coming through a crowded room. And in that static gloom, I found the quiet truth, a power wrapped in you, far beyond the days of youth. We didn't rush the moment, we didn't even try, just floated like two shadows under a humming sky. You're the calm in all my noise, the center of my choice, a slow crescendo rising in a steady, soulful voice. No promises to carry, no heavy names to keep, just a pure and blue devotion that's running very deep. We spoke in private codes that only our hearts invent, like a box of postcards that were never meant to be sent. I memorized your scar like the ending of a holy prayer. in the silver reflection of your calm and steady grace. Let the static stay and the colors start to bleed. You're the only kind of medicine I'm ever gonna need. It's not a flashy spark, it's not a sudden neon light. It's the quiet power holding me through the middle of the night. I'll keep this blue. It's where I find you. I was a jagged shot, a broken piece of glass, waiting on the shore for the lonely years to pass. Sharp enough to cut and far too scared to touch, holding on to every wind if and such. Then you came like the tide, coming in so slow, teaching me the secret that the deepest waters know. I never thought I'd feel so free in the gravity of you, wrapped in the heavy weight of every shade of blue. You kiss me slow, like I'm made of ocean glass, and I feel the jagged edges of the stormy seasons past. No longer sharp and cold, no longer made to bleed. You gave my weary spirit every piece I'll ever need. We sank in with nothing planned, no harbor in our sight, just two weathered stones glowing in the underwater light. Some hearts are made to never land, to stay beneath the sea, finding a beautiful forever in the salt of you and me. The world above is loud with its thunder and its rain, but down here in the hush, we've forgotten all the pain. You marred my rough surfaces with a steady, patient hand, until I became something that the waves could understand. Time stood still when our spirits finally met, beyond the reach of shadows and the reach of old regret, where the treasures of the deep, the ones the storms forgot, tying our broken histories into one eternal night. where silence loves to stay. In a world of gray, a hallway kiss, a whispered word, then you slipped away. The city was a frozen ghost, the sky was pouring down, but I was lost in a different kind of magic in this town. You draped your jacket round my shoulders, heavy and so wide, giving me a sanctuary where my weary soul could hide. It smelled like winter rain and a little bit of home, the only piece of a heaven that I've ever truly known. Oh, it's the winter coat wrapped around my fears, filtering the sun from all these lonely heavy years. You smiled like you could ease the pain with just a single look, the most beautiful chapter in my old and dusty book. Every thread is woven with a quiet kind of grace, bringing back the memory of your calm and steady face. Still smelling like the rain, still feeling like a light, holding me together through the middle of the night. I stood so still, not breathing in, afraid you'd fade away, like a shadow in the hallway at the ending of the day. The wool was rough against my skin, but your heart was soft as silk, a medicine for a wounded spirit, pure as honey and milk. You didn't have to stay for long to change the way I feel. You made the broken parts of me suddenly start to heal. Now when the autumn turns to frost and the clouds begin to moan, I still feel the weight of you when I'm standing alone. I found the tape inside a box of things I shouldn't keep, a collection of the promises I made before the sleep. Your voice was young then, full of weight and full of light. Now it's just a ghost I'm chasing through the middle of the night. The magnetic line is fraying, the plastic's getting old, and the story that we started is beginning to unfold. I press play and wait for the static to begin, to let the fragrance of your memory finally settle in. Oh, it's a warped melody, survived 1,000 deaths. I tried to tape you out with noise to fill the empty space, but nothing ever fills the void of your electric embrace. The notes are stretching out like shadows on the floor as I'm begging for a second and a little minute more. It's a fragile magnetic truth, a signal in the gray, the only thing that's left of us at the ending of the day. Don't let the real stop, don't let the music fade. I'm still dancing in the wreckage of the choices that we made. It's a broken kind of beautiful, a fractured kind of song, the only place in this whole world where I still feel I belong. It's still you, even when it's broken. The city's wrapped in a blanket of silver and gray, watching the traces of us slowly drift away. I'm walking through the hush of the midnight wind, searching for the places where our stories begin. You left no footprints, you left no trace on the floor, but I still feel your echo right behind the heavy door. Everything is blurry, everything is starting to fade, but I'm still standing in the light of the promises we made. It's just signals in the fog reaching out for me, a silent kind of navigation across a lonely sea. I can't see your face, I can't hear your name, but I still feel the warmth of your quiet holy flame. Staring back through old goodbyes and the misty rain, finding a beautiful rhythm in the middle of the pain. You were the calm I couldn't keep, the star I couldn't hold, the most precious signal that my spirit's ever told. The air is thick and heavy, damp against my skin. I'm letting all the quiet silver healing finally in. You were a ghost I kept inside, a secret in my chest, the only place where my weary heart could finally find rest. In these mirrored hours where the lines start to blur, I'm still chasing after the ghost of the way we were. Not a lighthouse in the distance, not a fire in the park, just your steady vibration moving through the dark. Let the world disappear in the mist rolling deep. I've got a signal in my soul that I'm gonna always keep. It's not about the seeing, it's about the way I feel, a magnetic kind of devotion that's finally become real. I can't see you, but I know you're there. Play me back, please, not too loud. I'm hiding your voice from the heavy modern crowd. You made a mixtape that I still secretly keep, tucked in a drawer near where I try to sleep. The cover has your name scribbled in a hurry, a little bit of magic, a little bit of worry. The tape skips right where we first shared a kiss, right after track 5, right before the bliss. You're my blue cassette, spinning so slow, a worn out sound that I still won't let go. Stuck in the magnetic line of a love I can't define, a melody that used to be yours and used to be mine. Each rewind tears at the fragile dusty seams, but I keep chasing after all our half-spilled dreams. Sweet and warm, a past that I can still adore, longing for the spirit that's magnetic and torn. Your voice between the songs told me things you hid, secret little truths in everything we did. Your laughter in a faded tone still echoes in the room, softening the edges of this quiet midnight gloom. The tape is wearing thin with every listen through, but nothing in the world ever sounds as real as you. I pause the song right where we started to fall, still stuck inside that carousel, waiting for your call. It's a fragile plea to bring you back in sound, in a world where the silence is the only thing I found, fading with each turn, blurring with each year. But you're the only ghost I'm happy to have near. Still Old porch light and a sky so wide and deep, while the rest of the city is falling into sleep. You'd rock so slow with just one foot on the ground, eyes on the stars without making a single sound. The wicker would creak and the night air would sway in a beautiful dance at the end of a heavy day. You would tell a dad joke just to see me smile, making the world feel small and safe for a while. It's the creak and the sway, the rhythm of our years, the quiet kind of music that washes away the fears. Love whispered more than the words could ever say, in the way we chose to spend our lives day by day. The paint might be chipped and the porch might be bare, but I can still feel your ghost sitting right over there. A wicker chair night under the silver old glow, holding on to the only peace I'll ever need to know. I never asked for the fireworks or the grand design, just the comfort of your hand slowly touching mine. We weren't dancing, we weren't singing out loud, just two quiet shadows away from the busy crowd. Now the house is silent and the seasons have flown, but I'm rocking in a rhythm that I've always known. I still feel the place where your fingers used to grip, in the spaces where the tired, lonely moments slip. Maybe love is built in the things we don't name, in the steady low burning of a shared holy flame. It's the creaking of wood and the swaying of heart, the invisible thread that keeps us from falling apart. Still rocking, still right here. Under the neon skies we fell, a story only shadows could tell. We moved like ghosts through the city rain, but nothing but a sacred kind of pain. The mirrors cracked at 2:30, but I saw every piece of you. You weren't the light I thought I'd find, but the only truth left in my mind. It's a fractured grace we share tonight, in the middle of the silver light. No paradise, just a hollow home where no one has to be alone. We're the beautiful glitch in the soul, the thousand parts still glowing. You always said you'd write it all down, but you left your feelings hanging, drifting through the town, a sentence left without a period or an end. A love that finally broke because it wouldn't bend. I've kept your pages tucked away all this time, each comma wrapped in a memory and a rhyme. Even your silence is somehow far too loud, like a secret sign hidden behind a heavy cloud. It's the half-finished letters, the paper dreams floating down the lanes of forgotten streams. No goodbye, no closure, just an open end, still waiting at the corner where your sentences bend. I never dared to write you back, I stayed so still, afraid you'd see the empty space I could never fill. Just a frozen kiss and a folded white sheet, where the ghost of us silence me. The envelope still smells like a faded distant spring, a bittersweet reminder of every promised thing. You wrote in ink, but you spoke in flickering light, leaving me to read your ghost through the middle of the night. We write what lips can't ever dare to speak, bleeding through the words when the heart gets weak. You never signed the final part or gave a sign, but I still carry every star that you left between the lines. The ink is dry, but the wound is still so wide, with all the could have beens buried deep inside. It's a gallery of ghosts, a museum of the unsaid, living in the pages that I've never truly read. Where did you go? The sentence is still waiting.